So much Christian music and so many churches now just use chord symbols. That goes like this: E minor, G on A. Let's take a look at the verse of Beautiful One now. The chords here are fairly similar, just a little different, but they're chords that we've come across. So we start with G, then A, then D on F sharp, and remember, if the third is in the bass, we don't need to play it with our right hand. We can play for half of the bar and then let the notes hang, like this. Talked about sus chords, just sound like this. That's a sus chord resolving to the normal chord. Now just keep it simple at the beginning. Slightly offbeat playing, and 3, 4.
Give thanks to the Lord, our God and King.
And then we arrive back at A. And the third rule is this: we never mix sharps and flats in one major scale. We start on the C and we count 4 semitones. 1, 2, 3, 4. That gives us the third of the chord. And then 3 semitones. 1, 2, 3. And that gives us the fifth of the chord. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. A minor here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's see what happens going between a chord of D and a chord of B minor if, as well as adding in a C sharp in the bass, we just change the chord with it so that we have an A chord over the top. It will sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's great. And now we'll do it with the G at the bottom. It doesn't sound very interesting on its own, but it contrasts with what's going on in the right hand. And I'm identifying places where there are little pauses between the rhythm that I'm playing with my right hand and just filling those in. Hitting ahead of the beats or just behind the beats helps to push the music forward. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and then A. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's work out where the auxiliary notes, and certainly the useful ones, are in the other chords that we're playing. So in E minor, again we'll look for semitone. Now we come to the chorus, and to get there we can use some passing notes. So we start with a G chord, with a D.
Thank you for the cross, my friend.
We'll keep that section going. This time see if you can come up with some melodies to go with it. We're going to have a look now at the Nashville numbering system. And the other thing we'll do is make sure that we're using chords which are in whichever key we're in. The most effective way to use these sounds is often to use block chords. Now these sounds are fantastic because they're so versatile. listen to how it might sound if we add a little bit.
Who gladly choose you now.
And back down, verse 2.
Jesus, my Redeemer.
If you're not that great a piano player, don't feel like you're ruled out because you can't do melodies and you can't play in a bunch of keys. Just play it more like a guitar, just with the chord structures, and press the transpose button, and you'll be very encouraged.
Different characters in the Bible, how they encounter God and how they respond to all that He is and all that He's done. I've always found that inspiring.
But every musician who's playing the first time in a worship team, of course, you know, you're going to be nervous, a bit apprehensive. I think the first thing to realise is actually not everyone's eyes are on
The
you.
really important things when you're playing keyboards is to learn to play in time. I know that sounds very obvious, but quite often, because we're used to playing on our own, we're not used to playing with others, we're not used to leading people, leading a congregation, we can kind of get a little indisciplined.
I thought years ago was that women could sing higher and guys sang low, but that's totally wrong. It's actually the guys that can sing high, and female voices struggle to sing some of those songs we're really comfortable with.
It's important to incorporate songs that dive into our heritage a little bit.
You know, we're talking a lot about worship music this morning, so as a worship songwriter, you know, I've been very influenced by Kevin
Just
Cross.
get in the presence of God, and if you feel it's your call to write music, or if you feel it's your call to be a worship leader and lead people into worship, you know, get in your house and get in your room and actually begin to, you know, pray and read your Bible.
Just try to learn a tiny bit at a time. Just take off little tiny pieces. Learn a new chord and immediately learn a song that has that chord in it.
The more you play on the instrument, the more free you'll be to lead people in worship. The more free you'll be to worship yourself.
Well, the advice I give to anybody seeking to be a new musician or trying to become a musician in a worship band is be patient, be humble, and be ready.